How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Blade Bias. The debate of Canto Group oil versus carbon honey oil has been not like a heated discussion or anything, because both parties are very much supportive of each other, which is great. Love to see that. But it is definitely something that people are talking about. And I want to give my input here. My Canto Group oil, I do have some. It is in the house. I forgot to bring it outside with me, but I do have my carbon honey here with me, so I can talk about it. I used Canto Group. Ow, jeez. I used Canto Group oil for the past over 6 months. I've been using exclusively Canto oil. It's great. I love it. Still, absolutely love it. Recently, I got carbon honey though, just for the sake of trying it out, and if you get the same thickness, you get carbon honey thick, you get Canto Group thick, there's practically no difference. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. A lot of the people that say, oh my gosh, the Canto Group is so much better than carbon honey. Oh my god, carbon honey makes my knife sound so much better and everything. It's mostly complete overreaction. There's a tiny bit of a difference because carbon honey and Canto Group oil are made of a different material. It is a different additive, where Canto is PTFE and carbon honey is graphene. In terms of thickness, in terms of viscosity, that will be the difference that gets made. A thin oil is going to feel very different from a thick oil. But if both oils, I think they are a little bit different in viscosity, but let's say if carbon honey and Canto Group had the exact same, like literally their numerical value was exactly the same in terms of viscosity, you would not be able to tell the difference. You can't. You just, it might feel slightly different in certain knives. If you were to blindfold me and ask me, hey, is this carbon honey or is this Canto oil? I guarantee you nobody would be able to tell 100% for sure. It's just not that big of a difference. But with that being said, there is one difference, well, two differences, between the two that justifies buying either or. Well, first of all, I want to say buy whoever you feel like supporting. I originally bought Canto's oil because Canto's a cool guy, and I will continue to buy his oil if I need more because he's a cool dude. I'll support the homie. And now that carbon honey is a little bit more onto the scene, and I've gotten to talk, not necessarily with him, but talk with people who work with him, and I haven't had much experience with him, personally, but I know he's a really cool dude, and he's been in a few live streams, and he seems really nice. It's super cool. So I was like, sure, finally, I'll get myself some carbon honey. Support who you want to support. Really, it comes down to that. However, there are two major differences. One, scent. Canto oil is always scented, and it always smells very good. Carbon honey default is not scented. The regular carbon honey I have here is unscented. But you can get scented models. But I think, as far as I'm aware, he said in a live stream that he's going to slow down on doing scented carbon honey models, just because complications and health, and somebody had an allergic reaction to it as well, and he's just like, it's already becoming annoying to do the scents. So on top of not being able to guarantee, because I think what he mentioned is there was one of the scents that he used said it was some kind of allergen safe or some kind of food safe or something like that, and in reality it was not. And that is something he just doesn't want to deal with. So, of course, it adds an extra layer of complication and an extra layer of problems to it, which ties into the next problem, or the next reason you would buy one brand over the other. So, carbon honey, default, not scented. Not a big deal, honestly. You're going to be like, oh, that smells good, and then you never really care about it anymore. Having scented oil is not a big deal. As long as it doesn't smell like garbage, NRB thick, it really doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't smell bad, then you're fine. Because realistically, it's it doesn't smell like anything, and you don't really smell your balisong. So if you smell your balisong all the time, you're weird. Anyways, another one, the biggest one for me, is availability. And that is a huge thing for me, as you guys know. Canto Group drops a batch of bottles of oil, it's even hard to say. Every month, every 2 months, there's a decent sized drop of oil. And that's really it. other than that, you kind of got to find it secondhand and kind of got to just like, I had someone buy my bottle off of me because they were just really looking for oil, and I knew they were a cool person, so I was like, yeah, sure, I have a spare bottle. I have 2 bottles of Canto Group. I had 2, and then I got rid of 1. Anyways, availability. Canto just doesn't have the best availability, and that's nothing against him. Luke's a great guy. It's just a matter of, sometimes you just don't have the availability. You just don't have a ton of them available. Carbon Honey is available almost 24/7. I literally just went on the website at like 3 in the morning one night and just bought Carbon Honey. While a sale was going on, by the way, that was the end of 2022 sale. I bought it during a sale in the middle of the week, like randomly, and it still was available. Almost always available. Stocked on Squid Industries' website now. I believe you can get them through Shop Sew It. I could be wrong on that. No, that is correct because they have exclusive flavors on. Or, oh my gosh, flavors. Do not eat the oil. Literally says do right there. Wait. Literally says right there, do not consume. Do you see that? Do not consume. Do not eat the oil. Different scents of oil on different places. Some people are getting partnerships with Carbon Honey that will include a bottle of oil in your package. I know, what's his name? Frankenford with the Galvanus. You get a bottle of Carbon Honey in there. There's definitely some others in there. That'd be dope. Just Carbon Honey is everywhere. And I feel like that is what makes it, you'd think having it everywhere makes it less valuable, but that in turn is what makes it more valuable, because in the balisong hobby, we need more exposure, because new people are going to come in, they're going to watch a Will Hirsch video, and they're going to get whatever knife he recommends. They're going to get a Triton, for example. Then they're going to play with the Triton and be like, what is going on? So they watch a balisong maintenance video. They'll watch another Will Hirsch video. They'll watch the Squid Industries balisong maintenance video, and they'll all say, your balisong needs oil. Now they're like, I didn't even know that. They'll go on Amazon, look up balisong oil, nothing. They'll go YouTube balisong oil. They'll find a few random things, but they just don't know. They might find Canto oil. They might go to like his Instagram and like try to find where to buy oil. Can't find it. Not there. You just have to wait for a drop on Etsy. So I think for something like oil, which is something a lot of people don't even know they need, it has to be like, as soon as you discover that you need it, link's right there. Buy it as soon as you're ready. Because a lot of people, it just needs to be easy for them, because a lot of people, I think we take for granted how involved we are in the balisong hobby, where of course, if you've been flipping for years, you know, you need this, you got to go to this website, buy this is what this does, this is better than this, you know all that already. But somebody who's just getting into it, coming from a perspective of somebody who started flipping relatively recently, it's been a year since I started. Even a year ago, there was, I just chopped this leaf in half, dang. Even like a year ago, things were a lot different, but still, me and Ethan used the regular Squid Industries, like what comes in the maintenance kit, because we had no idea that like you could buy oil elsewhere. Like we didn't know balisongs needed oil. We didn't know any of that. So when we first started flipping, having someone be like, yeah, here is some of the best oil around, comes in multiple thicknesses, here is it always available, readily available, we were like, shit, okay, cool. And KPL exists, and KPL is great, but KPL is, it's almost like, I feel more of a connection to Carbon Honey and Canto Group just because they're dedicated, like they are balisong flippers. Like that's the thing. They made oil for balisong flippers, and they themselves have a balisong collection. They flip. Now Canto is making balisongs, but it's a little bit more of like, I'm looking for balisong oil. Okay, let me hit up Carbon Honey. Let me hit up Canto, because KPL is more of like a knife oil, and it can be very confusing. So some people, if they see a knife oil, they might think, it doesn't say balisong though. It doesn't say balisong oil, so I'm not sure if that's a good one. But if something literally says balisong oil, and everyone talks about it and everyone has it, you're going to understand that you should probably get that one. So I think having very, very open availability is important, and it's something that I love to see, not only from accessories, but also makers. I don't know what I've been doing with my flipping today, by the way. It has been like, I'm just doing stuff. I don't even know. I'm not even thinking about it. But yeah, You want to have open availability for various reasons, and I think Carbon Honey that's its greatest strength, that he has open availability and it is constantly available like all the time, and I think that's awesome. That's great to have. So Nick, I believe his name's Nick, the guy behind Carbon Honey, keep up the open availability. I love to see that. That is a huge W on your end. Luke, you also make absolutely amazing oil, and you are an awesome guy and absolutely freaking hilarious. Every time, so Canto will comment on some of these videos, or reply to some other comments with, like, no joke, the funniest shit I've heard in a long time, and it's always hilarious because he always has the best comments. So yeah, you guys are both very awesome. You guys both make amazing oil. I think the one thing that gives Carbon Honey a little bit better of a value is just the availability and the widespread availability and the ways you can get your hands on this, and working with makers to give, you buy a galvanus or you buy a certain knife from this person, you get a bottle of Carbon Honey with it. That's awesome. I love that. I would love to see that worked with some of the cheaper manufacturers. The only problem is, like, if you buy a Mako, you get a Carbon Honey bottle. You buy a Triton, you get a Carbon Honey bottle. That'd be dope. Only problem is that is a huge upscale, because if you were to include Carbon Honey with, like, the Volp or something, you'd be shipping out God knows how many Carbon Honey bottles, because those things are so readily available that people will buy them, like, just for fun. Like, I already have 2 Volps. I'm thinking of buying another one because they changed the color and it's like $60, so I'm like, sure, I can do that. So, like, having it on that big of a scale is definitely more difficult, but what the scale already is very nice. So yeah, both of you guys keep up the amazing work. I appreciate both of you. You guys both have really, really good products. Canto, send me an origin, please. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you all very, very soon. I gotta put one of these away to turn off my camera. Alright, peace out.